Our pal Kurt Warner joining us here today on Path to the Draft, heading to the Hall of Fame here. Kurt, glad to have you here with us. And I imagine, it's pretty easy for you to fall in love with Kizer's arm.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these guys in the draft, and we've seen it over a number of years that are so physically talented that you sit back and go, man, I wish I had some of their skills. I mean, the size, the arm talent, the strength that this kid brings. But I heard the guys talking. The biggest thing is consistency. You watch him on film and you see some things that you go, man, that's a big-time throw right there. But then he has a tendency to get away from his technique and try to make some throws with his arm, and a lot of things fall apart at that point. So you want to see consistency to go along with the unbelievable talent that he has. But I like some of the things they did offensively. There was some more pro-style stuff in what they did in the pass game. When he throws and he's on the mark, he's got a great base to him, a good balance to him to be able to use that big body. But there's just some inconsistencies there, and it makes you wonder, is he going to be able to be consistent at the next level?
Yeah, Kurt, I went to that game, the first game against Texas. He looked like the first overall pick in that game, and I just never saw that same guy again for the rest of the season. Now, another quarterback had his pro day earlier this week, Mitchell Trubisky from North Carolina. I think if you just go off this year in terms of timing, anticipation, accuracy, you probably could slot him up there at the top of this group. But you're talking about the 13 starts. You're talking about end-of-game situations. He hasn't necessarily been at his best. But I know you've had a chance to check him out as well. What's your take on Mr. Trubisky?
Well, I like him when you look at the big picture. And the first thing I always look at, DJ, is what kind of offense do they run? Is it something that can be similar to what you're going to see at the next level, and how does it translate? I thought they did a lot of good things at North Carolina in allowing him to play more of a pro style, make some decisions, make a lot of the different throws. I like his base. I like his technique. He's big, he's strong, he's athletic. So I'm kind of with you. What I saw on tape, I might put him at the top of the list when you check all the boxes. The problem, again, as you said, is 13 starts. What do you get? I mean, we've seen guys at the NFL level that have a good 16 starts and they play really well, and it's not consistent from year in to year out. And so that's going to be the big question, is what we saw this year when he was starting, is that what you're going to get, or is there a lot of other things that we're going to see when he gets to the next level?
Quick, I want to get your opinion on this. This is what I wrestle with. A guy doesn't have a lot of starts. But then I'm wrestling with, okay, does that mean we draft him? We need to get him that experience on the field, or do you draft him and continue to sit him and he's still not getting those game reps? What's your take on that?
Well, to me, it's so much about what their mentality is. I think you see guys that go both ways. Guys like Andrew Luck, that you can throw them into the mix and they can make mistakes and they don't go backwards because of it. Then there's other guys that you throw in there and it's overwhelming and they make mistakes and they struggle to be able to handle that situation. And that's so much on the team, is understanding the makeup of that quarterback, and if they can continue to grow while taking lumps, or are they a guy that needs to be at their best when they play, so that confidence just goes through the roof that way?